Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Edson. In this video, I'm going to talk about my frustration as a software engineer when it comes to using artificial intelligence. As you've been aware, lately AI have been becoming more and more powerful in a sense that it's impacting the life of everybody that works a professional job. So if you're in the creative world, AI has been able to create video. And if you're a software engineer, you know now you can use AI to generate code. And the thing is, the code that is being generated by those AI software are really good. In the beginning, I was a little bit skeptical about it, but as I play with it, it's a little bit, you can see the power of it. They are at the point where they can generate good quality code, but still under some supervision. However, I have a couple of frustration with AI that I'd like to share with you. And if you have found yourself with that same level of frustration, maybe you can share it in the comment. So let's start with the first one. One of my first frustration with code that are generated by AI that is integrated in our code base, it makes it hard for the person doing the code review to actually do it. So one of the things that I see with AI generated code is sometimes it make it harder to do code review, and the code might be hard to understand if you don't understand the context of it. As someone who work in a team, and part of the structure is when an engineer write their code, they have to send this code into code review. So what I've seen is that with the help of AI, a team member might be able to generate a lot of code, way more code than he could have been able to generate in a week alone. And now when it's time to do code review, because you're not very familiar with all of the code, it makes it really hard on the person doing the code review to do code review, because now they have to research all of the things that was included in the code. I've seen sometimes the AI would make very great suggestion about using certain function or certain method, but I'm not familiar with them. So then now doing the code review, I have to sit and dig and kind of understand what's going on. So while the AI is really helping in terms of delivering a lot of code, but the more code that is being delivered, that's mean the person reviewing the code has more work to do to actually review the code. You actually have to bring the code into the system, run it locally, and then look at the unit test. And this can take a lot of time if one human who used to generate, let's say, 300 line of code now is coming with like 500 line of code, because they can tackle more per sprint. It definitely bring down the time it takes to do code review. The second thing, it took me a while to figure it out, is that everyone in your team is now an expert. So every time you join a team, there's always a ramp-up period. I couldn't understand how come someone just joined. Like, it can be probably someone who is even way more junior. They just join, but they talk like they're an expert. It took me a while to understand, oh no, these people just use the AI to give them suggestion. I doubt maybe they come with the suggestion on their own, but I feel like it would have taken someone longer to be able to come up with these suggestions. So what that does is that everyone in the team now talk like they are an expert, when in reality, behind the scene, there's a lot of AI driving the suggestion. And when they bring this suggestion up, those suggestions are really good. But if you are like me, who took a while before jumping into the AI race, in a sense that you did not install ChatGPT when it just came out, you didn't use it, you would realize, why is everyone knows everything? But then as you get into using it and integrating it into your flow, then you figure out, oh, okay, this probably we're using AI. And this is the worst part, is sometimes some teammate would actually pay to use a more advanced model that maybe the company doesn't offer and stuff like that. And when you're listening to them speak in the reasoning, you're like, oh yeah, wow, this person is super smart. Not knowing that behind the scene, there is some AI pulling the string. So the third thing that I've seen with the advancement of AI is that now that we have those AI systems, it pushed the developer to take more tasks than they would have taken without the help from AI. Considering that they can easily get suggestions from the AI, code completion. So now if they were able to complete 2 tasks, let's say to fix 2 things, now they can fix 4, which while in reality it's a good thing, but again, remember, we have to review this code. So now instead of reviewing 2 tasks for the sprint, we end up having to review 4 tasks and for each developer. So now developer can take more tasks, but at the same time, we don't use AI to review the code. We actually read the code like line by line, and someone who haven't generate this code, it will take them a while to actually understand what's going on. Another thing that I've seen as more people are using AI is conversation on Slack is reducing. In the past, when I joined, there's always those places people go to ask for help. Well, like, hey, I'm trying to use this function, I'm not familiar with it, and then someone eventually will come and try to help you. Now, those conversations happen on ChatGPT. If you're stuck, you don't necessarily need to sit with someone to ask for help and has that human connection. You can go and play with ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to break down the problem for you so that you can absorb it. So what that does is that in the Slack channel where people were to ask simple questions, simple help, those completely dry. So it reduces the conversation among teammates. And even internally, when you are the Slack channel for your internal team, now you don't really have to communicate those things. You can go on the side and ask ChatGPT to explain it to you, or ask Copilot, because they have a context they have context. If you give them a folder, they can read all of the file and then make relationship between all of them. So now when you get stuck, instead of bringing someone and have some human connection, you can just ChatGPT would help you. So this is another frustration. It's like there's less communication between engineers because those informal technical communication, instead of asking another person, you can ask ChatGPT to do it, which is good, but at the same time, it's a little bit of frustration. So the biggest frustration that I currently have as an engineer who is using AI is the dopamine rush I used to have when I solve a hard problem alone. I no longer have that. So in the past, when I'm faced with a very hard problem, and then I have to go read and then try different thing, and then try other thing and dig deeper and read more, that little journey, and when you finally able to solve the problem the way you have in mind and it's working, it's not about the problem is working, it's more about the dopamine that you get from seeing the hard work that you put in. You already get a solution. Now you can just ask ChatGPT for it, and ChatGPT would give you the answer. And because of that, you end up not having that same level of dopamine that you would have gotten if you were to do it on your own. So those are the problem, at least the frustration that I've been getting as a software engineer who's trying to adopt artificial intelligence. If you found other frustration that I didn't raise up that you currently have, feel free to drop them in the comment down there. Share this video and subscribe to this channel. We're gonna do more videos like that. Thank you very much. I hope to see you next time, and peace.